Hello Gearspace, thanks for coming over. Today I'll show you the DROID ecosystem, the DROID modules. The centerpiece is this one. It's called a DROID Master. It's a universal CV processor. It has 8 CV inputs, 8 CV outputs, and basically it can do anything in your rack except audio. So you can make envelopes with it, you can make clock dividers, slew limiters, sequencers, quantizers, CV loopers, whatever you like. It's basically kind of a small modular system within one module. It's configured with a small SD card, and on the SD card is a text file, and there you write in a very simple syntax how everything should be set up. There are lots of tutorial videos, and we have a community where you can join and discuss with us and exchange ideas and so on. But what's important is what can you do with that? First of all, you can attach controllers like these. So you have pods and buttons, and you can map any functions of your DROID configuration to any of these pods. And completely new is this motor fader unit, where you have 4 motor faders, and I'll show you how you can build a motor fader based sequencer, performance sequencer with the DROID. So as you can see here, we have one DROID master, a G8 expander with 8 more gate outputs, and then we have 3 of these controllers with 2 pods and 8 buttons, and we have the 2 motor fader units. And if I activate, it's a 2 tracks performance sequencer. So let's start one of the tracks. So if I now switch to the nodes, let's make this, reduce it to 8 steps. So you see we now listen to this small melody here. So I can choose a melody. The interesting thing is, it's hard to see on the video, but these faders have kind of notches. So every notch corresponds to one note of the scale. So you can very precisely select which notes you want to play. And now the faders have multiple layers. So if I, for example, press velocity, the faders are running freely now, and now I can change the velocity of the notes. It's just an example, you know, or maybe release of the envelope. Now it's very, very short, and I can make long. Then this button enables a menu where now these labels are in effect. So for example, this is an octave switch now. And there's a second track which I've set up here. As you can hear now, we have a second melody, and again you can select notes and change the pitch and so on. So it's a very performative sequencer, which is very hands-on, and you have multiple tracks and multiple CVs. And for me, it solves the problem that you have with the other performance sequences, where one fader represents several values, but you cannot see it. You know, we switch the track, the fader is still in the same position, and you cannot see what's going on. So this is much more hands-on, much more performative. And this can only be done with motor faders, I think. Another thing I want to show you is this X7 expander, which has USB and it has MIDI TRS, so you can attach MIDI devices. And it's the only device that I know that can do MIDI in and MIDI out. So it's a classical MIDI to CV gateway, which is very flexible. It can do up to 8 polyphonic notes at the same time, because you have 8 outputs. But also you can use it the other direction. You can convert sequences from your Eurorack system to MIDI hardware gear. So it has a MIDI out functionality. So I've set up a small example where I play chords on the hardware synth. For example, here's a trigger delay, which changes the timing of the individual notes in very interesting ways. But this is just an example what how you can create information for MIDI devices. Also, here you can see another example of DROID, where I have used the DROID components to build a trigger sequencer. And this is on the one hand, it's a normal trigger sequencer, so every button is one step, but also it has algorithmic parameters, so I can turn up this and I get more and more beats, or I get less beats. So for live performances, it's very easy to change the energy and density of your music. And it has lots of more parameters, and I picked some of them out and mapped them to the pots here, but you are free to change it in the way you like. So as you see, in just these 3 rows, you get a complete live performance if you want. You mean this one? For example, another interesting thing is you can make a snapshot of your sequences. You can change the sequence maybe, and later with one button press return to your original groove. Yeah. So there are lots of possibilities here, and the DROID is totally flexible, so you can either use it as a Swiss Army knife for solving small CV problems, or you can build complex setups with it and get control over your live system and create a very playable interface for your live gigs or studio sessions. So thanks for coming over and have a look at our website.